kind of readjusting my glasses and headset here, and also it never hurts to see that thing get ripped right the hell in half, basically. What's got me really messed up, though, is that in Leon's campaign, there's more to Mr. X. And rightfully so, because in Leon's B scenario in the original game was considered more canon, with Claire A being the other half of that. Not the other way around. So naturally, it should be Leon facing off against the thing. Still, though, I mean, did it just heal from that? Because it never shows up again for Claire, which I find interesting. I don't know why it goes after Leon and not Claire. Leon's not even stars, but then again, Mr. X, that model of Tyrant was never meant to go after stars. That was why the Nemesis was dispatched earlier. Town's on me, I haven't watched that cutscene in a long time. Now that there's not any ink ribbons, I wonder what I'll find in here. Hopefully some good shit. Don't need that, though. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, definitely don't need that. And, yeah, we're pretty good on that stuff. Yeah, we're good.
Sherry, can you hear me?
Oh, Sherry. This week. One thing I don't like about Leon's campaign is how they throw that extra G-adult at you. It just seems unnecessary, and I don't know. It takes you out of it a little bit. Then again, his campaign always was harder, but it's hard enough, I think. They could have just not. My opinion. Doesn't have to be the right one.
Hold on, Sherry. I'll be right there.
You'll notice also that I'm taking time to set the plugs that we have available now, so that we don't actually have to do all this inventory juggling later on. Pawn stays where the pawn stays. Boop 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 boop. Now that said, what's over here? Don't need that. This is fine. That's fine. We'll get a couple more healing items, to be honest with you. So we're not really worried about that too much. Flame rounds are something that I feel like we're gonna need to bring with us. As for the rest, we're in pretty good shape. We can always get rid of something if need be. Yeah. Oh, actually, this is a good point to point out that this is where I would save the first time, because if you fuck up the G-adult thing, there's no coming back for that. Let's just be real. Hi, Katie. I love you. Now again, for my purposes, I don't care as much about this, but I'm doing a run where I save just as infrequently, because I'm doing this for your benefit. That means you. But really, that means you. Oh boy. You know what? Actually, let's go ahead and get that. You'll notice I'm keeping my grenade with us because I do want that in case I get grabbed. It's not as big a deal, but it's a big deal. Down he goes. And down he goes. Not worried about it. Ba-doop, boop, 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 ba-doop. Boop-a-doop, boop, boop-a-doop. Tell you another thing, I never thought originally that the spark shot was as useful as it truly is. I didn't give it the time that it deserved, and for that, I have only a few regrets. Poke! These things at most, I mean, most of the time they only take 2 of these on hardcore. They might take like a little bit of a poke from the submachine gun. But I feel like on standard, 2 of them ought to be plenty. Leon's a little bit more of a problem. Usually I run right past these assholes. I do love me some submachine gun. Like back in the day, and I can say that because I'm old as shit now. 33, by the way. Back in the day, with those awesome cutscenes of Hunk and the Alpha Squad actually going to retrieve the G-Virus and stuff, it looked really cool, them using their machine guns on, like, G and some other stuff. And the thing that I thought was just a real treat is that they included the LE5, Hunk's submachine gun. Not exactly the best use of submachine gun ammo, but again, not worried about it. How are we doing on inventory space, by the way? Probably halfway decent. Not great, I'm sure, but decent. We're sure doing good on grenade rounds, I'll tell you that. And we're gonna want to keep those. Last time I actually sacrificed them in lieu of having the spark shot, which may or may not have been the best idea, but not worried about it. Oh, look at this asshole. You know, that's the idea. Yeah, see, he was faking.
What's up with you?
And you knew he was. Now, is this a waste? Hit or miss. It really depends on what you're trying to accomplish here. Never leave a bluer behind if you don't have to. Just don't do it. Once again, the spark shot is infinitely more useful than I gave it credit for. Back in the original playthroughs I was doing of this. Again, by myself, because I wanted to take the time to get scared and stuff for the first time. I didn't want to have to be entertaining. I still don't know how entertaining I am exactly. I assume not very. But, obviously some people are watching, so that's cool. And, you know, so what if most of them are my friends? They enjoy it. I've never expected this to blow up or anything like that, but, you know. Something happens, cool. If not, also cool. I think my problem is I got into this way, way late in the YouTube game, and unfortunately, it's like trying to get into rock and roll. Rock and roll truly was dying and making way for the 80s and disco and stuff like that, so just one of those things. It's like you can't expect to be perfection. Pop goes perfection. Man, not possible. Can't do it. I really don't like that in the second run they decided to go with them actually, like... Uh-oh. Again, use those first. Interesting how that thing didn't even trigger at first. I find. Mind you, this is not a 100% like item find run or anything like that. Also, we're at an hour 7, which realistically ain't terrible, but could it be better? Yes. Gotta say, I do love how you can dismember zombies in this. All this being taken into consideration, I think we're in pretty damn good shape. Ooh. That's kind of nice. Can't lie about that. Ah, okay. And you know what? A lot of the time, sometimes you really just have to take the hit. You gotta make the decision, like, are you gonna take the time to shoot and possibly still get hit? Or just take the hit? I choose to take the hit sometimes. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion. Fuck you. You know, at this point, we have everything we need. Spoopy. My brother hates the word spoopy. I love it. Remember, these are the puzzle solutions for the second run. Totally different for the first run. And when I say totally, I mean totally. Alright, so let's take a look here. We're not going to need that. Let's just be honest with ourselves. We're gonna get another healing item, and Yeah, I'd say we're good. That bullshit with the G adults again. But you don't want to get all the way to the G adults and then mess up. Because then guess what? You don't have your first save yet. It's a bad time. I don't have those layouts memorized. Pretty self-explanatory. And by explanatory, I mean not really explained. You just kind of do it. This is a really good exploit for this section, by the way. As soon as you see that hand go down, you hear it, run. He'll do it about 4 or 5 times max. This time he's choosing to go with 5, I see. When he growls, get ready. There's another reason why I say if you haven't played through this before, don't watch, because that right there is something I would never do playing a horror game the first time. I would never do that. I just happen to know that that works. And for the love of God, don't look behind you, because he's right there. Very scary. Very spoopy. Hello.
Have I got a surprise for you?
Gotta tell you, don't be a Sydney and get hit by the box like I did my very first playthrough. Really don't be a Sydney in general. I'm not the worst. But I feel like there's better people you could be than me. For example, right in this very moment. Whoa! Look at his derpy gopher face.
Alright, time for an encore.
Yes, yes it is. That's a goddamn shame. It's not the first time that's happened. It's not hard to have that happen either. It's kind of a pain in the ass. That thing takes forever to wind up, it feels like. Thank you, God. And there you have it.
I'm so sorry, Sherry. This is taking forever.
We are at 1:15. Now here's the big thing about this right here is you want as much time in the lab as possible, but again, since we're getting a couple things earlier than usual, we don't have to backtrack as much. we're not as worried about it, for lack of a better word. The second to last G fight in the main campaign standards, you want to have 10 minutes to go in sync with the countdown. However, since it's the second run, you want a little bit more time than that.
Good.
Because you have to deal with the last iteration of the boss as well. Very important.
Okay. Better check everything.
It's depressing, man. Tell me that's not aliens as shit right here. Come on, man. Just let's be real with each other.
Just hold on, Sherry. It's okay.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until
I say I don't stand clear. What you gonna do then, huh? What you gonna do then? Alright, look at how much time we have. 17. That means we want to get to the final boss fight for Burke, and I'd say no later than an hour 40. Boop, boop, boop. We're gonna be going back this way anyway, so I'm not as worried about inventory space. Then again, we might not. Super duper alien. Yeah. He ain't going nowhere. One thing that always bothered me about this area, there's a few things that bother me about this game, and I didn't point a couple of them out along the way. But one thing that always bothered me specifically, exclusively to this area, is that we don't see any of those people there with wristbands. It's like they work there. But I guess maybe it's because they didn't need anything to be in the lab. But then how did the other guy get through that door that had the lock on it? I don't know. Inconsistencies. Okay, so one thing I will point out that I don't like, it's a line. When you beat G the first time, back when he still looks a little bit like William, you get to that lever that you pull. So he goes, it won't budge. And then you pull it, and it's like, oh look, it budged. You got it! Like, don't tell me it won't budge. Own up to your weakness, alright? I don't come to your job and try to tell you how strong I am, alright? You just chill. Little Sherry, you just chill. And that's all. Oh boy. Start of the ruination. Okay. We're not gonna need all these healing items, I don't think, but a good chunk of them, perhaps. That said... we're gonna get more of those anyway. That will keep... we're gonna get another thingy anyway. We're not gonna need too much, I don't think. Maybe one more for Jesus. Just in case. That didn't really do it. That's okay. I was kind of hoping it would. Perhaps against hope. Okay, so this is like, pretentious corners, bar colon, double bars? I gotta tell you, I don't remember. We'll be right back. I was close. And we're looking at, I don't remember if that's a big bar or not, but I'm gonna assume it's a big bar. And yeah, it's not. Nope. Damn it. There we go. See, I got the rest of this. You know, for the longest time I was wondering what the hell that shield was in the lower right. It has to do with the red and blue orbs together. And the green if it's in there too. Huh. Okay. Now watch this shit.
Manual mode engaged. Adjust amount of solution to match cartridge capacity.
I understand the concept behind this, and I'm actually really good at the beginning one. All I did is right, middle, left a few times at the end of the day. That's all. Jesus. Uh-oh. I didn't want to miss. I didn't really want to miss, no. I don't remember if there's a upgrade pouch on this table, or if there's supposed to be, rather. No, just gunpowder. Doesn't matter. 125, by the way. Not, I don't want to say it's not horrible, but it feels like it's pretty horrible. Now here's the thing. Normally I wouldn't go back that way, but I kind of want those things. There's really no memorization for this. Oh, by the way, I screwed up, and I do that a lot. I do that because you can examine it also to do the thing you need to do. There's no memorization on my part of this. You just kind of feel it out. Yeah. Oh, hey. Good thing I came here anyway, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and put this guy away, and this guy, because we won't really need you yet. Maybe this guy, sure. That's important. Get as many of these gunpowders as you can here. Kind of important, I find. And frankly, I mean, yeah, the hand grenades are good too, because if you get caught by one of those things and you don't have anything for it, you're kind of boned at the end of the day. And that's not really a great feeling. So there you go. Oh, yeah, might as well take that guy too while you're at it. Now in other runs, I've killed those guys before, but that's because those are in standard runs. With these guys, they don't really matter. They're not getting anywhere. With any luck, the lickers will kill them, but again, I'm not worried about those guys.
You have 5 new messages.
Nobody loves you.
Damn. Should have packed my parka.
It's the start of the ruination. The cartridge in the colder tube and mix them both together. Put the cartridge in the tube and then you freeze it really good. They were talking about actually perfecting the technology to make cold our beverages in such a way. Not quite in this elaborate one, but I feel like that exists and us poor folk just don't have access to it or even knowledge of it. Because we're poor and stupid. But it's not for me to decide that, you see? Not at all. Run! See, it makes me mad when I miss, because it's like, this weapon basically gives this to you on a silver platter, you know? And it's like, for you to miss, it's just dumb and careless. Arrgh.
Dispensing solution.
So much for the weed at the station.
Warning. You have dispersed a dangerous solution without authorization. Your actions have been logged, and you may be subject to disciplinary measures.
Oh no.
This is what you want. You kind of want them to all kind of huddle up, because a couple of them will burn for it, really, in the end. I swear to God, there's a there's gotta be a toolbox later on. But I just don't feel like I have the patience to lose the time for this. So I won't. Claire's run under 2 hours is a little bit harder too, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know if the Ada stuff makes up for it, but I think it does because Claire has to run back a little bit to go get Sherry. It doesn't take away all the time, obviously, but it's every second counts, in my opinion. Despite the fact that I finished with like 4 minutes to spare after the end of the second counts and everything. 4 to 5 minutes to spare. Plus, how the fuck aliens does this look? Come on, man. You just gotta give me this one. It looks really cool. You can't not. It looks so cool. See, I did it again. I knew that it wasn't gonna work. It's just force of habit. Kind of sounds fun too. But again, I'm also kind of musically inclined, so I can understand. I'm hoping there's a thing on standard here. Yes, there is. Again, I don't need ink ribbons to save, but this is how much I commit to the save thing. I'm doing this for you, to show you that this is where I save. My god, there was actually like the flan thing in there. That's awesome. So fucking cool. You're useless to me now. You're not really that useful to me for this fight. You're not useful at all anymore. And check this shit out. Very pretty, right? Very beautiful. Also, you kind of want to save before you start doing all that stuff, because then you can always, like, adjust as needed. You don't want to save yourself into a corner, as they would say. Look at this. Hour 33. Do we have time? Yeah, we got plenty of fucking time. That's kind of the idea behind this. We have plenty of time now. Yeah, I'll take that. And look at all the stuff we have left over. All the goodies. Somehow I still don't think I'm gonna need that, but we'll go ahead and put that away. You still want to save a couple for the end, don't forget, but at the end of the day, we're not really doing that bad. Personally, I don't think we'll need any more than 400, but I've been wrong before. And I'll be wrong again. So, let's go. Look at that. That is sexy. Oops.
Gotta get back to Sherry.
Very important to note that we will still want submachine gun ammo in the end of all this.
Class A breach detected. Class 20 until target is neutralized.
Just like before. Shoot it in the eye. Maybe don't do what I did there. It's kind of a balancing act, isn't it? And by balancing act, I mean, again, don't do that either. I am a trained Resident Evil professional. Remember, it doesn't matter if you fuck up because you've got to save. Some of you might be wondering why I didn't also save a little bit earlier. Or why I let him even get close to hitting me with that. And the answer to both is very simple. Because I'm foolish, and also... You'll do that a lot. You'll do that a lot too. Alright, what do we really need? What do we not need?
Target has been neutralized.
All relative.
Quarantine.
We might be saving ourselves into a corner here once again, but I think on standard difficulty we'll be okay.
Gotta get back to Sherry.
Very important to keep that in mind. We're on standard. We'll be okay. By the way, hour 39, almost an hour 40. Again, great shape. Boop-a-doop-boop-boop-a-doo. And I want it known, because I do like my own bragging rights here. I didn't look up anything on this speedrun here. I didn't look up a speedrun to get my most optimal route. I played the hell out of this game, just like the... But, you know, I don't care if you use it. Use it. That's what I'm doing it for. I just wanted my own little bragging rights to be like, I came up with this route. This is mine. Might be yours, might be someone else's. What I did do is I looked up other people's tips and stuff on getting through some of those ridiculous tofu runs. And you know what happens with those is that they had their own way of getting through it, and I tried to copy it, I tried to emulate it. In the end though, they made some mistakes that I did not, and vice versa, and I actually ended up getting through it better than they did. I think that's just what happens. I looked to them for inspiration because they had the audacity to make it through that, and I don't know if they themselves looked up something, but they did it. The only one that I really had to look up in the end was Anin Tofu. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correct. It's the one that has like the 2 handguns, a lot of healing items, but not a lot of self-defense things. Very tricky one. The other one's not so much, but that one really hit me hard. This is a very classic location too. Yeah, fuck it. I'm in. As far as I'm concerned, I'm in. Boop a doop boop, and here we go. So aliens.
Minutes until detonation.
I love this classic soundtrack thing that they threw in here for those deluxe edition purchasers. And again, I really hope that they release it like as even as purchasable, if not free to people eventually. Then again, I don't hope they release it as free because I paid for the shit. You should have to too. That's it. I mean, make it a couple bucks, you know, soundtrack swap, but it's just so nice.
Of course. Stupid thing.
Teleporting Sherry, oh my god. She was up there, now she's down here. I don't know if y'all picked up on that too, but it scared the hell out of me.
Damn it, your turn.
Me falling in a lot of games. Whoa!
Until detonation.
Good girl.
Nice work.
They call me a reviver. Bum, 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 bum. It was fun. Anyway. Metal Gear Solid throwback. Way too much ammo wasted on that guy, but you know what? I'm not worried about it.
Get in there. I'm right behind you. Had a girl. Think we're almost out of here.
Hang on, Sherry. I'm gonna help you, baby.
Worth a try.
It is worth a try. We're not gonna need that anymore, obviously. Ba-doop, boop, boop, ba-doop. Still not doing too bad. As you can see, we're getting kind of down to the wire, but we'll do it.
Detonation.
Again, for standard, it doesn't matter. But I'm doing this to show you how I did it on hardcore. So if I kind of fuck up here, it's kind of bad tidings.
Fast.
No, I found a way out.
I know, I found a minigun. That's my way out. Here we go. Get away from her, you bitch!
Why can't you just die?
Kind of a waste to be doing that. I wouldn't recommend it. But again, I'm on standard, so fuck it. He will pounce on you. Shoot the eyes. Very important. Very important to shoot only the eyes. I have made it through this boss with the whole Gatling gun, and have not taken him out. He'll stop. I'm being a little reckless. Almost like I'm only playing on standard. But look at how much ammo we wasted. See? Gone. Gone are the days of ammo. Look at all that ammo we had. That's not good. Hey, awesome. Here we go. You can see it's still quite down to it. Count the shells, sucking duck.
For fuck's sake, how the hell are you still kicking? Chris,
I have made it to that boss plenty of times. And let me tell you, I've made it there plenty of times and not had enough ammo to finish him off, and I've been eaten many times. S+, gold star. And so you see, I guess at the end of the day, what it's really all about is Resident Evil 2. No, but for real though. That results screen. That results screen, baby! So beautiful. So pretty. As you can see, I have 3 more of these things to do before I'm totally complete. But I've already gotten all the trophies, and I got all the bonuses, and all the cool character models, and I just thought it was a really nice touch, personally, that they decided to include things like the unlockable tofu iterations. For example, one of my favorites, flan. Goodbye, everybody. Till next time.